Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Johnny Nomad, and this is Back to the Arcade, where I'm going to be reviewing some things. And I think we're going to start off today with the Paris 2024 Olympics and how they built this, and how the attention that countries used to have to one of the Olympics that come to their countries have lessened. And they already selected the 2028 Olympics, which is going to be in Los Angeles, which is insane. The power of the Olympics is not really there anymore. The lore is not there anymore. You know, it's expensive for these countries and cities to host these events, spends billions of dollars to create things, and then unfortunately, those infrastructure pieces that they put to support the games, those games are gone, and the local population don't really fuck with it. So that is where we at today. So also, I did some really cool stuff. You guys are gonna see here. Let me know if you like it or not. I can always change it, but this is some cool stuff I'm gonna have going on. I also have a vertical display you guys will be able to see on TikTok. That's gonna be dope. And even if you are chatting with me and streaming on Twitch, I'm still gonna be collecting, on the vertical view, your chats. So chat, make sure you go in on the chat this time around. So this is from one of my favorite channels, and I'm always giving them a shout out. I always give the full length video in the description, which I will do like always. Mega builds. They do fantastic work, and I just love it, and I just want to make sure that I treat you guys to something damn cool. So I want to say let's get started. Boom! As you can see, I'm up here. I was in the corner before, and now I am not in the corner anymore. No one puts baby in the corner. That's an old reference from Dirty Dancing. And now I'm putting that in the corner, so you guys can see my reaction better, I think, right? So, but if you don't like it, let me know. I can put back the full screen, and I can be the little guy in the corner. But we're trying new things, trying big things here, and loving it, man. This is like so dope. We're gonna make sure that everybody is keen to what's happening and how we are doing today. So, guys, it's been a long couple of days. I got off of work early this morning. Kids' first day of school out here in Atlanta, and which is a weekend running around, making sure they got their stuff together. Signing. I know when they come back today, there's gonna be a bunch of papers to be signed and all types of, you name it, paperwork for me to read and do and sign. And they're already asking. So we went to the kids' parent teacher meeting. They're going to middle school. And I say they because I have twins. They're going to middle school. No, boy and girl. And they already were asking, not my kids, but the school, for yearbook money. I'm like, damn. Can I just keep the money I got? They need uniform money right now. So I tell you, I'm busting my ass trying to make this shit happen. I'm making sure this fucking happens. I'm top of figuring this shit in. But it's like these schools, man, they don't stop and they keep on. And some things, they started to change slowly, but they're so far behind in technology. I was really amazed that in my kids' classes, none of them have a coding class. There's no talk about coding. There's no talk about being a developer, simple just programming. Is not there. It's not even a focus, which is highly concerning. But if you send your kid to a public school system, and I live in a very nice area. I made sure of it. We sacrificed a lot to live in the area we live in because zip codes do matter. And if you live in the right zip code, you get the right education for your children. So we sacrifice. But it's concerning that the curriculum of the schools are so far behind that they're not getting these kids ready at all for real life. And they should be talking about AI systems and tools and coding and learning how to use it, because coding and then having these AI tools, especially in prompt engineering, that's going to be the future of a lot of people, going into the workforce, and they should be learning that right now, and they're not. But hey, that's going to be up to me to have them to learn that on the side, and that's why I need this channel to take off so I can afford shit. God damn it, motherfucker broke. That's a joke, man. Let's see what else happened this weekend. I just worked. I'm tired. I'm doing the stream right now, but man, I'm freaking. I'm beat. I'm beat to death. I'm gonna have to take a short nap soon, cause I gotta cook dinner. The wife is not doing well today. She's sick. She's supposed to go to school. She got ready, and man, she just. So that wasn't cool. So, wife, I hope you do well. I hope she's upstairs right now. She's upstairs. Getting well. She's resting right now. Got her some ginger ale. Got some soup and crackers. I poured some tea from Starbucks. Some honey citrus mint tea. I think she just wants me to fucking waste money. Honestly. There's no reason to have the fucking tea from Starbucks. How much tea bags I have here? I got hundreds of tea bags. All types of flavors. Lavender. Green tea. Black tea. Tea. All types of teas. But she wanted to have $5, $6 fucking tea. From fucking Starbucks. Well, she's sick. Had to treat her. Yeah. You see me contemplating. Damn. But yeah. So that's the catch up right there, man. School is kicking my behind, man. I'm doing it. It's good. The new gig is good because it's overnight, so I'm able to study a bit, and it works out well. It works out really well. But it also gives me time to actually stream more, which I am going to be streaming more. If I can do it daily, man, it's going to be fantastic, man. I'm going to be pumping out this content. Yeah. So, let's not hold up anymore. We got caught up, chat. Let's fucking do this. Boom! Now, I ask you guys if you can, after you see this, go to my TikTok so you can see how the setup looks on my vertical. I have it doped. I have it going. It looks so dope. It looks killer. But yeah. Let's get started with this. This is the Paris Olympic Games, and it's built out. $10 billion game makeover. That's insane. Let's check it out.
Paris is hosting the next summer 2024 Olympic Games. With over 15 million expected visitors over just a 2-week period, it could become the single largest event ever held in the country. From beach volleyball at the foot of the Eiffel Tower to horseback riding in the gardens of Versailles, Paris is getting ready to show off their cultural wealth to the entire world. But until then, the city still has a lot of work to do, and many are wondering if everything will be ready in time. I'm Regis, and today we'll look at Paris's insane Olympic preparations, the challenges it faces, and the impact the event will have. The bid. In 2017, Paris was competing with Hamburg, Budapest, Rome, and Los Angeles for the opportunity to host the 2024 Olympics. However, following a public referendum, Hamburg withdrew from the process and was soon followed by Rome, which faced financial difficulties. After a successful petition against the candidacy, Budapest also withdrew, leaving only Paris and Los Angeles as candidates. The two cities were then supposed to reach an agreement on which would become the host in 2024 and which in 2028. While Paris was prepared to push strongly against waiting another 4 years, Los Angeles was more open to the idea. This resulted in an agreement in which Los Angeles will host the 2028 Games, while the 2024 Games will be held in Paris.
Paris 24, Los Angeles 28.
However, this is not the city's first time as a host. That was actually way back in 1900, when it hosted the second ever modern Olympics and allowed women to participate for the first time. The second time was exactly 100 years ago, when the Athletes' Village was first introduced, which has since become a major tradition. This time around, they are set to achieve multiple firsts yet again. They'll be the first games in history to feature gender-equal athlete selection, as well as the first to be completely carbon neutral, and to include a breakdancing discipline. Not only that,
I think the breakdancing joint is pretty damn cool. I really do. I like that. I think it's different. And you have to evolve with the times, what people are really into nowadays, right?
but with a budget of $9.5 billion, they're intended to be one of the cheapest of the century. A little counterintuitive, but we'll explain how. While this budget has already exceeded the initial estimates by more than $2 billion, it's allegedly still under control. This is evident when compared to the previous game. For example, the 2012 London Olympics required over 6,000 budget modifications, increasing the initial cost of $3 billion to $11 billion. The current budget, on the other hand, is much more stable, having only required about 300 modifications so far. The venues. One of the reasons for this stable budget could be Paris's unique approach to selecting venues for the event.
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why? There are
Almost all of the sporting events will take place in either existing arenas or temporary arenas set up in various locations. This strategy largely avoids unnecessary construction projects, which is also consistent with the vision of carbon neutrality. At the same time, it will allow the city to show the world its most beautiful places, and this is Paris, so there's quite a few of them. This will be most visible in central Paris, where both famous arenas and iconic sites will be used. On one hand, the Parc des Princes Stadium and the Stade Roland-Garros will host sports like football, boxing, and tennis. On the other hand, several temporary arenas will be set up throughout the city center's historical sites. Let's take a look at some of the most interesting ones. Firstly, the fencing and taekwondo competitions will be held at the Grand Palais. It's a historical site and museum complex that dates back to 1900 and has previously hosted the World Fencing Championships, moving to the Les Invalides complex, which will hold the archery and athletics events in its open outdoor space. It's known for its military history museums, as well as Napoleon Bonaparte's tomb. Next, the most iconic of all Parisian sites, the Eiffel Tower. At its foot, a temporary arena will be set up for beach volleyball. And just a short walk away, the gardens of the Trocadero will take center stage for the opening ceremony. In addition, famous squares such as La Concorde will be used as open venues, and even some historical bridges will be incorporated into events like cycling and the triathlon. As we move further from the city center into the surrounding Île-de-France region, we'll also be met with many impressive venues. The colossal Stade de France will host the rugby and athletics, as well as the closing ceremony. The Palace of Versailles, one of the most famous sites in the whole of France, will be used as a temporary arena. Or more specifically, its famous gardens, where the equestrian and modern pentathlon will be held. North of the city center, we can even find two brand new permanent venues. The first is the Porte de la Chapelle Arena, which has been under construction since 2020. While it was originally supposed to host the basketball event, its 8,000 person capacity will instead be used for badminton and gymnastics. The other one is the Paris Aquatic Center, which began construction in 2017 and will be used for diving, water polo, and artistic swimming. It will have a capacity of 6,000 people during the Olympics, but it'll be reduced to around 2,000 afterwards. Moving on from Paris, let's take a short look at the other venues scattered across the country. Several flagship cities of French football, such as Lyon, Nice, and Marseille, will host the football competitions, as they already have massive stadiums built. For example, both the Marseille Stadium with its impressive roof or the ultra-modern Lyon Stadium will be used. Speaking of Marseille, the sailing events will be held at the city's marina, which is well known for hosting boat-related activities. Finally, there's one venue that's just completely unique from all of the others. That's because it's located on the opposite side of the globe, on the island of Tahiti. Since it's part of French Polynesia, it technically counts as part of French territory. This means that the organizers will be able to host a surfing event on the...
Wow, I didn't fucking realize that. Yeah, shit. That's so far away, though. Tahiti's gorgeous, but goddamn, that's far. So, damn, I didn't expect that.
On the amazing local waves. As you can see, the vast majority of the venues will be ready for use with only minor modifications. However, in preparation for the other aspects of the Olympics, Paris is working on a few absolutely massive projects. The new Olympic Village is by far the largest one. When this tradition first began in 1924, Paris only prepared a number of temporary wooden huts to house the athletes. As it proved to be a practical solution, which also brought athletes together, other cities continued with the idea, and the concept evolved significantly over the years. So unlike last time, Paris is taking a much different approach this time around. Instead of building a temporary settlement that would only serve the event, a massive urban development project has been launched. The new village will cover an area of 70 soccer fields, mostly in Saint-Denis, just north of central Paris. It will be able to accommodate all 14,000 Olympic athletes, allow them to be only 30 minutes away from the majority of the venues, and provide them with all of the necessary facilities. However, there's another specific reason for selecting Saint-Denis as the location.
Just to see how developed, Paris is, man. It's been like this for centuries, of course, already. And how they knock down all the fucking trees. In Europe, they don't give a fuck. America is so lush. We're very lucky in that sense. But look at this. It's fucking crazy. Living in Atlanta, we're a city within the forest. All you see average trees all around us. And to see this, or is this, I come from New York, so the concrete everything's just gone and tore down, and the cement yeah, it's crazy. And if you notice, they don't have like skyscrapers. Or they have the Eiffel Tower. Interesting.
For a long time, this part of the city had quite an infamous reputation, mainly due to high crime rates and socioeconomic issues. The long-term goal of the village is to actually improve this situation and benefit the local citizens. After the Olympics, it'll be repurposed for residential use, offering spaces for 6,000 people and reshaping the area for the better. It was scheduled to be finished in late 2023, but there's been no update on its current status so far. Another massive project that's currently underway involves the Seine, the city's main river. But before we talk about that, we really appreciate your feedback in the comments down below. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe to Top Luxury to not miss any future videos. But now, back to the River Seine, which is supposed to play a major role in the opening ceremony, with a giant boat parade and spectators watching from both banks.
I heard this fucking river's dirty as fuck, and did do a fucking ill-ass job trying to get it cleaned up. E. coli bacteria shit was mad high. And don't get me wrong, most rivers have E. coli, especially when there's a lot of runoff and shit like that. But I heard this was like a straight fucking garbage, like a fucking sewer.
Banks. In addition, it's also expected to host the swimming marathon and a portion of the triathlon event, just like it did way back in the 1900 Olympics. However, due to rising pollution, swimming in the river has actually been banned since 1923. The primary cause of this problem is untreated wastewater, of which 1.9 million cubic meters were discharged in 20.
Fucking told you. That shit is fucking dirty as fuck. You're gonna have these swimmers just fucking swimming in there, just la-da-dee, la-da-da. And it's gonna go in their nose. Man, I hope they get like some shots afterwards. They need it. They need to be healthy.
2022, equivalent to 500 Olympic-sized swimming pools. While this is 90% less than it was 20 years ago, the amount of bacteria it produces still makes swimming unsafe. Paris has a very, very old combined sewer system that collects both wastewater from homes and factories and rainwater from the streets. As a result, during heavy rains, it can easily become saturated, resulting in floods. In such cases, much of the wastewater needs to be dumped directly into the river to avoid overloading the network, instead of being handled properly. So how the heck do the organizers intend to fix this issue so that people can swim in the river? The answer is a colossal underground rainwater tank located near the Austerlitz train station. Its job will be to collect polluted rainwater from the streets and transport it to a treatment plant downstream. When the bacteria levels reach the safety thresholds, it will be released into the Seine. This way, the rainwater tank will significantly offload the sewer system, allowing the wastewater to enter the network properly, rather than being discharged into the river untreated. But despite the
I'm fucking falling asleep. Not because this is boring as fuck. I'm interested. Yo, I am fucking beat to shit. I need to get some fucking rest. Yo, it's crazy out here. All right, let's finish this up.
$1.5 billion price tag, the project is not guaranteed to succeed. While it should work under normal conditions, if the city experiences excessively heavy rain during the event, it may not be sufficient. If this were to happen, the swimming competitions may be postponed for a few days as the organizers don't have a backup plan. Let's just hope the weather's on our side, I guess. Anyway, river pollution is not the only issue that could arise during the games. Paris also faces two other major problems, both of which have the potential to seriously disrupt the entire Olympics. The first and most important is security, or more specifically, potential terrorism. Although
Here's what sailing through the Mediterranean with G Adventures looks like in 45 seconds. You can hop on a
Although the country has been on guard against terrorism since the famous 2015 attacks, this event will be unlike any other in the past given its massive scale. The total number of visitors is expected to be around 15.3 million, with 600,000 attending just the opening ceremony. To put this into perspective, Paris currently has a total population of 2.2 million people. To ensure security, approximately 20,000 agents will be present every day. Furthermore, 30,000 additional police officers and soldiers will be mobilized on the first day. The traffic will also be severely restricted, as you might imagine, with some metro stations closing for the whole duration and the airports being shut down on the day of the opening ceremony. This leads us to the second major issue: infrastructure. There are concerns about how the city's traffic will handle such a large influx of people, especially given that public transportation is already struggling during rush hours even now. During the city's candidacy, authorities were counting on the Great Paris Express to prevent serious congestion. It's a giant project to modernize the city's transportation network with new metro lines. We've covered this project in the past, so if you want to learn more about it, click the icon in the top right corner. Long story short, the majority of the project will not be completed on time due to numerous delays during construction. Only the new extensions to the already existing Line 14 will be finished in time for the event. The authorities now expect people to use alternative means of transport in addition to public transportation, such as walking and cycling. For this reason, new bicycles and cycling lanes were installed in advance. To be honest, this doesn't sound like the best plan in my opinion, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. So, given all of this information, just how successful will the event be? Despite all of the issues, preparations have been relatively smooth in comparison to the other Olympics in the past. This is primarily because the city is already quite accustomed to tourism as one of the most visited places in the entire world. The long-term impact will be mostly positive as well. Even though the Olympics are a one-time event, the effect will be long-lasting thanks to the future-oriented focus of the projects for this year's games.
I gotta say, living in Atlanta, Atlanta had the Olympics here in 1996. I wasn't here in 1996. I moved to Atlanta in 2002. But since then, since Atlanta had the Olympics, this place has blown up and has continuously to blow the fuck up. And now we are the new Hollywood. Music is here thriving. We have Porsche headquarters here. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff. And it's continuing to fucking grow. We have the largest movie studio in America here, Tyler Perry Studios. It's insane. So it can benefit some. And sometimes building the Olympics and say we'll take the Olympics on doesn't do shit for your city. It just depends where you're at and how you orchestrate it. I guess they do have skyscrapers. Look at that. I'm fucking wrong. I love being wrong, so I can learn about shit. Look at that.
Games. Then, of course, there's the pure, raw financial benefit it'll bring. While the public contribution to the funding is approximately $2.6 billion of the $9.5 billion budget, the expected generated revenue is roughly $11.7 billion. Even after accounting for any potential taxation or additional costs, this is a substantial amount of money. Finally, there's the cultural benefit of sharing the city's cultural wealth with the rest of the world, while bringing so many people together for a common purpose: to watch the Olympics. So, what are your thoughts? Do you like the approach Paris is taking in preparation? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to see more about similar projects, you should watch our video about the biggest stadiums under construction. As always, thank you for watching.
Yeah, these guys are always fucking good. They always do a great fucking job. I think Paris can only do what they could do, right? It's a very old fucking city. So they have to just use what they have, and space is a limitation. So they had to go further away, and using Tahiti, which is a territory, unfortunately, but it's called what it is. They use this to their benefit for that. California is not gonna have that issue in 2028 because that's home of surfing, right? The waves are there, so that's where things are going to be definitely kind of different. So we actually take that into account. But man, that was dope. That was dope as shit. That really was. I really enjoyed that a lot. Hope you guys did too. I'm going to call it quits right now, guys. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to do a real true, like, long ass live with you, but I'm fucking exhausted. I'm beat to shit. And I was falling asleep through this one. But I'm going to get some sleep. We're going to do this again tomorrow. And tomorrow, I don't have to work tomorrow night, which is great. Today's my last day of the week, which is the first day of the week. But, and then I could just stream a nice heavy stream, and maybe even just play a game or two and see what's up, see what's happening. But like always, thank you for joining me, Giant Nomad. Back to the arcade. All right, guys. Peace.